It's a post-apocalyptic tale with a little bit of a twist. Let's take a look. Hey everybody, it's FANzine Live. This is Tom. We are doing the World Zines, I believe, this time around, and that would include Schism. Schism is a graphic novel, I guess you would want to say. It's a perfect bound book. It is comic size, and it is put out by a gentleman named Mark Abnett, who worked with a guy named, I want to say, Chris Connolly and Rob Jones. Cover fantastic by this Goran Parlov. Really like the artwork on this. But I wanted to tell you about Abnett first. This is his cartooning label, or his comic label. Mark Abnett Comics, he calls it. And he did a book. I want to show you this one called This Land. And it was a piece about the gods in New Zealand. It's a 5-issue thing, 160 pages, it says here. And the neat thing about This Land is, first off, it was his first piece. And second off, he is a Scottish writer, but originally he was born in New Zealand. And so he took a lot of the Polynesian themes of the gods and mythology and the like, and then played with that and parlayed it into a 5-issue Kickstarter series, and then got it picked up by Scholastic Books in New Zealand, turned it into 2 Scholastic graphic novels that are available for kids. So good for him. On to Schism. Schism is not a kid's book, not in the least. It is a post-apocalyptic tale with some really interesting background, presented very nicely. So you can see it is a little bit glossy, so I'm going to have to hold it up like this. Earth has come to ruin, its resources spent, world running out of time, its people suffering from their ancestors' squalor and waste. A last-ditch attempt to reach the stars brought the world together. 2 colony ships departed safely, but a third was sabotaged and broke the moon. The earth shook and twisted, new lands arose, and old ones were destroyed. With man's technology no more, the earth embraced him, releasing a fever which was to change him forever. So man created something else. This is the story of the schism. And we get started with this piece. Like many good series, we start with the main character, dying. And then we kind of have to work our way through the issue of, we do some backstory, we do some front story. You can see they try to bring this character back. You start discovering, she says, some of its parts, a patchwork doll stitched together by the dreams and ambitions of maniacs. She's a bit of almost a Frankenstein monster of sorts. I'm not going to go into a whole lot about this. The story is very kinetic. Lots of action, as you can see, lots of explosions and fights and that type of stuff, mixed in with some interesting world building, some interesting backstory development. The art by Connolly, it's okay. Is it full-on professional comic grade? I'm not sure. Definitely fanzine grade. He's getting on his way. I'm not sure that this is probably the artwork of a big 2 type of operation. However, the story is rather interesting. And we see that, we've got this this character, Anna, I believe her name is. And she keeps dying. Now, we are in 20, I think it's 2070. Well, this was 2055. And then they go forward to, yes, roughly around 2070 in Olot, which apparently is in Spain. And it's one of the few cities that was able kind of to put itself back together. And there's a little bit of technology, and they've been able to work through that. And then things start getting crazy with this Anna character, who clearly, as you can see, has brought herself back to life, except, as you can read here, there are all these computer sequences going on in her brain, and you, of course, learn and discover what's going on. It's really a pretty deep story. Interesting about the relationship between the military, the science medical community, and then, of course, the unwilling protagonist, in this case, this Anna. And you can see some really wild stuff happens in it. So it's cool. I enjoyed it. I think Mark is a very talented writer. And the artwork is sufficient. I mean, you can see the action scenes are well thought out. They're well choreographed, if you will. There are a lot of them. But each time you have an action scene, generally there's a revelation about the Anna character, about something about her character, something about what she is, who she is, and you learn more and more as you go along. It's pretty cool. Some neat stuff with kind of a black light type feeling. I like that a lot. This is one of those classic one panel, though in this case it's a 2-page spread, where they show a fight scene going from level to level and how the characters just keep pounding on each other all the way down. I mean, some really creative stuff. And again, you can see this just gets wild. So yeah, good stuff. And then toward the back, we have some bio pages. We have some process pages. I mean, some really nice looking artwork. This was a reward print. This was the original cover, apparently published in 19 and then in 21. So this is the trade, which was published, I believe, this year, combining those two. And then that Goran Parlov came in and did what I think is probably the best work of the whole thing. Nice little book, though. I will put this, oh, and yes, there is a parental advisory for explicit content. No sex, tons of violence. Good stuff. Mark Abnett is a good writer. So I'm glad to have shared that with you. Schism. I will have the information on how to get it in the show notes, and hopefully you grab yourself a copy. So that's it for now, everybody. Thank you so much. It's a crowdfunded zine. It's a world zine. We could cover it either way. It's still a good book. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.